Welcome to Boundless Word. It is a beautiful day, at least as I record this. Maybe not the day that you're actually watching this, but we know that we're going to be hearing a word from the Lord, and that's why we're out here walking around listening to God's word. And today we're going to be hearing the reading from Acts chapter 25 and Psalm 1. In Acts 25, Paul appeals to Caesar himself, and that assures that he will be taken to Rome. And so Paul is going to make his way to the capital of the Roman Empire. And there, we're going to also hear that he is going to be able to spread the gospel. And because of that, the gospel will be spread to the entire world, which is what Jesus wanted all along. And in Psalm 1, we're going to see that as we walk in the righteousness of God's law, we will be truly blessed by God. So let's begin. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Now 3 days after Festus had arrived in the province, he went up to Jerusalem from Caesarea. And the chief priests and the principal men of the Jews laid out their case against Paul, and they urged him, asking as a favor against Paul that he be summoned up to Jerusalem, because they were planning an ambush to kill him on the way. Festus replied that Paul was being kept at Caesarea, and that he himself intended to go there shortly. So, said he, let the men of authority among you go down with me. And if there is anything wrong about the man, let them bring charges against him. After he had stayed among them not more than 8 or 10 days, he went down to Caesarea. And the next day he took his seat on the tribunal and ordered Paul to be brought. When he had arrived, the Jews who had come down from Jerusalem stood around him, bringing many and serious charges against him that they could not prove. Paul argued in his defense, neither against the law of the Jews, nor against the temple, nor against Caesar have I committed any offense. But Festus, wishing to do the Jews a favor, said to Paul, do you wish to go up to Jerusalem and there be tried on these charges before me? But Paul said, I am standing before Caesar's tribunal, where I ought to be tried. To the Jews I have done no wrong, as you yourself know very well. If then I am a wrongdoer, and have committed anything for which I deserve to die, I do not seek to escape death. But if there is nothing to their charges against me, no one can give me up to them. I appeal to Caesar. And Festus, when he had conferred with his council, answered, to Caesar you have appealed, to Caesar you shall go. Now some days had passed. Agrippa the king and Bernice arrived at Caesarea and greeted Festus. And as they stayed there many days, Festus laid Paul's case before the king, saying, there is a man left prisoner by Felix. And when I was at Jerusalem, the chief priests and the elders of the Jews laid out their case against him, asking for a sentence of condemnation against him. I answered them that it was not the custom of the Romans to give up anyone before the accused met the accusers face to face and had opportunity to make his defense concerning the charge laid against him. So when they came together here, I made no delay, but on the next day took my seat on the tribunal and ordered the man to be brought. When the accusers stood up, they brought no charge in this case as such evils as I supposed. Rather, they had certain points of dispute with him about their own religion and a certain Jesus who was dead, but whom Paul asserted to be alive. Being at a loss how to investigate these questions, I asked whether he wanted to go to Jerusalem and be tried there regarding them. But when Paul had appealed to be kept in custody for the decision of the emperor, I ordered him to be held until I could send him to Caesar. Then Agrippa said to Festus, I would like to hear the man myself. Tomorrow, said he, you will hear him. So on the next day, Agrippa and Bernice came with great pomp, and they entered the audience hall with the military tribunes and the prominent men of the city. Then, at the command of Festus, Paul was brought in. And Festus said, King Agrippa, and all who are present with us, you see this man, about whom the whole Jewish people petitioned me, both in Jerusalem and here, shouting that he ought not to live any longer. But I found that he had done nothing deserving death, and as he himself appealed to the emperor, I decided to go ahead and send him. But I have done nothing definite to write to my lord about him. Therefore I have brought him before you all, and especially before you, King Agrippa, so that we have examined him, I may have something to write. Now it seems to me unreasonable in sending a prisoner not to indicate the charges against him. Blessed is the man who walks not in the counsel of the wicked, nor stands in the way of sinners, nor sits in the seat of scoffers. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and on his law he meditates day and night. He is like a tree planted by streams of water, that yields its fruit in its season, and its leaf does not wither. In all that he does he prospers. The wicked are not so. They are like chaff that the wind blows away. Therefore the wicked will not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the congregation of the righteous. For the Lord knows the ways of the wicked, the ways of the righteous, but the way of the wicked will perish.
And let us turn our hearts in prayer. Heavenly Father, I come before you with thanksgiving that you hear our prayers for the sake of Jesus. And I pray that you will give your church courage to boldly confess Jesus, no matter what the reaction may be, and that the Holy Spirit will use our proclamation of the gospel to change the hearts of those who are in so desperate need of life itself. I pray that you will show us where you're going to take us, where you're going to have us go, to be able to tell the gospel of Jesus. It could be at work, school, another state, another country. Maybe it's even in our own homes, to family members who do not yet know Jesus. I pray that you will touch the heart of the person watching right now who's in need of healing, and that you will bring peace to this country as well as countries around the world that are in trouble, facing war and bloodshed and disease. These things I pray in the most precious name of Jesus, who also taught us to pray, Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. I thank you, my Heavenly Father, through Jesus Christ, your dear Son, that you have kept me this night from all harm and danger. And I pray that you will keep me this day also from sin and every evil, that all my doings in life may please you. For into your hands I commend myself, my body and soul and all things. Let your holy angel be with me, that the evil foe may have no power over me. Amen. Now go in the blessing of the Lord. The Lord bless you and keep you. Lord, make his face shine on you and be gracious to you. Lord, look upon you with his favor and give you peace. Amen. Thanks for joining me for today's Boundless Word video podcast as we take a walk with God and his word. Go in the peace of the Lord and join me again next time.